The Namibian government has for the past decade attended to citizens' voices on the challenges and improvements they wish to see in their lives. This effort has catapulted their respective ministries, local and regional councils, as well as the private sector to do everything in their mandate to ensure that every Namibian benefit from the socio-economic development projects and programs in all sectors. In this episode of Namibia Striving for a Better Future, the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology brings you insight on developments in Mariental Rural Constituency in Hartap region to see and hear how the council, private sector and individuals are striving to create employment for the locals. Stampriet Village Council recently attracted a lucrative private investment specializing in agriculture production, which has so far employed permanent and temporary local skilled and unskilled workforce in the construction, tree planting, and maintenance. This number is expected to rise as the project expands its operations as a major exporter of apples, blueberries, grapes, as well as sheep farming, among others.
When we go out to source and sell for land available, we met partners which is called Roots Development Agri Project, which is on the outskirts of Stampriet on the northern boundary, which invests to bring about economic transition in this town and the constituency. With the underground water we have in Stampriet, we are the agricultural hub of this region. Roots Development has already kicked off with several projects such as intensive sheep farming. They have planted almost 6,000 apple trees, which is already reaped. Roots Development are going to launch economic empowerment projects through which they will give plots to the disadvantaged or preference to the disadvantaged community members to buy a plot of several projects which can generate income, such as poultry. You will have oranges and all the agricultural related activities on your 10 hectares of land. In terms of our consultations and deliberations, we put it forth for them that we want at least a quarter for the people in this region, if possible, for those that has been discriminated, that hasn't benefited previously from this constituency, and especially women and young people from Stampriet should benefit from these empowerment plots. Equally, they will start now next month with 1,000 sows that they will breed at Roots Development.
Yeah, the empowerment plots will be located here and that side. But the crop and piggery, the source and intensive sheep is that side, the northern side. Vineyard is going to take place that side, that down where it is clear. This is what we got at Roots. We are in the apple plantation now. This we intend to supply with the local market and then export it if needed be.
The Roots so far with the projects they have started has employed around about 85 residents of Stampriet and is still accommodating residents from other regions also.
Angora senenge sikira kaba sen haina Stampriet ai ti Maria akai sida yek mai sirata Stampriet sindidi project ro wasa didira ngisa ikungai citarane di uga season o se da doenya ni di season ro ba ho kaisa.
Ons bou eintlik hier 'n groenhuis wat hulle sê jy plant hier so potte met bessies, blueberries en blackberries. Hier is nou ons voorman wat vir ons so oplei op hierdie werk. So ons is nou baie vrede met die werk.
Tunguluhunga nodontu okufula okumixa bikulia byompintu nokuthe pambi omaihi kucho nache ukaino no karaha okuja tuyene nokuspietero dontu kuchino muko munene kubala kuja pena njavere po pena nyima ikoka ya chiako kamwene no ukaimpia hi kuja there njima ivera mwene no kuspeito kuvenda okuja no kundousa.
The number of employees will increase as the project is planned to expand its business in the entire area as allocated by the council, and the route concept is anticipated to stretch beyond Hardap region.
Within the next phase of next year, the Roots Development Project will start with an agricultural university in Stampriet, the very first ever agricultural university that will start its intakes as from a certificate level up to the master's and honors degrees.
In Namibia, job creation and economic growth is equally derived from the formulation of meaningful policies and implementation of projects aimed at developing a productive small and medium enterprises base. Hence, the establishment of SME parks to accord small business owners with affordable premises and to grow their businesses, thereby embracing the Ministry of Industrialization, Trade and SME Development strategy of growth at home.
Kasi dege kasi datang ko hasi ki business parka mai kasi ama sidege ko hasi gemens ka biya sidaga how to business parka kan kamera ta ne rama masika hu sidaga twing ai khao oni kunwa am ko hasi ya uga o pesa kunke.
Not only will the SME centers and the Root Agriculture Village contribute to job creation, but they will also add value to the coffers of council through the collection of revenues for services provided, and that employees will also be financially empowered to pay for basic services as envisioned. On the social aspect, there are also other complete and ongoing projects in the constituency, such as the replacement of the entire sewage system in Stampriet village, the construction of 16 ablution facilities for the farming community,
Rural toilets through the government funding. Each farm in this constituency now has a toilet now, where people need not to go to bush but can use the toilet pit latrine in this constituency.
There is the toilet that we built in 2017 under the rural toilets projects, which is funded by the Line Ministry, Ministry of Urban and Rural Development.
Phase 2 of the construction of toilets for Huakanas homes, which are currently being connected to a pumping facility.
When phase 1 is done, the whole town will be connected of these toilets and stuff. But we are continuing with phase 3 in this next financial year. Just to do all the other parts which is not serviced and then for the future development.
Our national priority is bring sewage or sanitation, or address the issue of sanitation. And sanitation isn't being addressed at Stampriet. 80% is covered now for the post-vacuum to the filtered system. Huakanas, the office of settlement has been completed. A very modern office. Justice office is soon to come. We have already availed land to them. classrooms. We can start classrooms from Stampriet. People are today taught in that classrooms. Even we have availed land to our stakeholder, such as the solar energy plant, which are coming at Wakanas, and then teachers' houses. Those are projects that we invested. Those are projects that we agreed as a regional council for social and economic transformation. We will commence now in this month with the new upgradings of roads in Stampriet. We have free early childhood development centers in Stampriet, which is Sudurenglachte, ELCRN center, and then we have the new center of new location. Those are the free centers that are based in Stampriet. Then we have in Wakanas 2 early childhood centers. One has been funded, and it is with the funding of Wakanas Children Fund going on. That is the ELCRN Cristo Kindergarten. And then we have the IME Church Kindergarten, which has been funded through my office by Anglo-American. We have constructed a building that is very close to the settlement office. And they have a numbers plus minus by hundreds for the intake. The early childhood development care educators are receiving allowances through Ministry of Gender. With basic education throughout my tenure, we have struggled, and I believe we have been successful at Wakanas to upgrade PHHP from grade 8, which was from grade 8, grade 0 to grade 10, up to grade 12 last year, and now with the current curriculum ended up to grade 11, because we bring about classrooms through NAMPOT and then Wakanas Children Fund without even government funding, because we are also working closely with SOEs and other stakeholders, friends of education. At Stampriet, here and there we are struggling still. We had to have consultations with the Directorate of Education because we want to bring at least up to grade 10.
This is another testimony that Mariental Rural Constituency is on par with other emerging constituencies who are making strides in social development initiatives.